The light inside the Lusail Stadium had already begun to fade when the true weight of the moment settled over the world. It was December 18, 2022, and as the golden confetti drifted down onto the Quranic sands, a single question began to whisper through the global football consciousness. Is this truly the end? For years, the narrative was simple: win the gold, scale the peak, and walk away into the sunset. But football is a drug and legacy is an insatiable beast. Now, as we look toward the horizon of 2026, the whispering has transformed into an undeniable, tactical reality. Lionel Messi is not preparing for a ceremonial farewell. He is quietly, systematically positioning himself for a historic, unprecedented final run at the greatest trophy on earth. To understand how a 39-year-old playmaker can survive, let alone dominate, a 48-team tournament across 3 massive nations, we must peel back the curtain on a tactical masterstroke that is currently being engineered in the ultra-secret training grounds of Buenos Aires. This is not about sentimentality. This is a cold, calculated, mechanical blueprint designed to exploit the physical limitations of age and weaponize the supreme intelligence of the greatest footballer to ever live. Let us go back to a cold night in November 2023, inside the iconic Maracana Stadium. Argentina is facing Brazil in a brutal, high-tension World Cup qualifier. The atmosphere is hostile, the tackles are unforgiving, and Messi is visibly struggling with a tight right hamstring. Under normal circumstances, a modern high-pressing system would devour a player who cannot sprint. Yet, Argentina did not just survive, they controlled the match. The answer lies in Lionel Scaloni's revolutionary spatial preservation model. Scaloni realized that to keep Messi lethal, he had to build a self-correcting machine around him. Imagine a chess game where the king is allowed to move twice in succession, but only if his pawns cover twice the ground. When Messi is on the pitch, he occupies what analysts call the zone of active rest. He does not press. He does not chase the ball. He walks. In fact, during the Qatar World Cup, Messi covered more distance walking than any other player in the tournament, a staggering average of over 5 kilometers per match. To the untrained eye, this looks like fatigue. To the tactical elite, it is a deadly accumulation of potential energy. It is the calm before the strike. Think of his iconic assist against Croatia in the semi-final. For 87 seconds leading up to that moment, Messi stood almost completely still in the right half space. He watched Josko Gvardiol, the tournament's most expensive young defender, shift his weight. He calculated the exact microsecond Gvardiol's center of gravity moved forward. When the ball finally arrived, Messi exploded into a sequence of twisting turns that left the young defender chasing a ghost. That was not physical dominance, it was spatial manipulation. And this is precisely the weapon Argentina is refining for 2026. But how does a team balance the defensive deficit of having a walking player in a modern era defined by hyper-pressing monsters like France or England? This is where the tactical shield comes into play. In the current South American qualifiers, we are seeing the birth of the hybrid diamond. When Argentina loses the ball, they do not transition into a traditional 4-4-2. Instead, Rodrigo de Paul, Alexis Mac Allister, and Enzo Fernandez form an incredibly tight, mobile midfield triangle. De Paul, acting as Messi's personal security detail, shifts laterally to cover the entire right flank. It is an exhausting, high-intensity role that requires a physical profile of absolute elite endurance. De Paul is essentially running for 2 men, covering up to 12 kilometers per game, with a massive percentage of that distance spent in high-speed recovery runs. This allows Messi to remain in a high-up forward position, completely exempt from defensive transitions. When the opposition's attack is broken down, Messi is already standing in the vacant, undefended pocket between their midfield and defensive lines. He is a permanent, looming threat that forces the opponent's center-backs to drop deeper, creating huge oceans of space in the middle of the park for players like Julian Alvarez and Alexis Mac Allister to exploit. But is this system sustainable over a grueling, month-long tournament in the intense heat and travel demands of North America? This brings us to a critical, shocking reality that many mainstream pundits are completely ignoring. The physical toll of the 2026 World Cup will be unlike anything we have ever witnessed. With 48 teams, the tournament will require a champion to play 8 matches instead of 7. The travel distances between venues like Vancouver, Monterrey, and Miami are immense. The atmospheric pressure shifts, the transition from synthetic turf to natural grass, and the staggering humidity of the North American summer will push even 20-year-old athletes to their absolute physical limits. To subject a 39-year-old muscle system to this environment seems like madness. Yet, behind the scenes, Argentina is employing a state-of-the-art sports science program that looks more like aerospace engineering than football training. We are talking about hyperbaric oxygen chambers, personalized micronutrition plans that track inflammatory markers in real time, and custom-designed sleep pods that sync with the player's circadian rhythms to neutralize jet lag instantly. But physical preparation is only half the battle. The real secret is mental pacing. In his current role in Major League Soccer with Inter Miami, Messi is undergoing a profound physiological adaptation. The slower tempo of the league allows him to practice the art of low-intensity playmaking. He is training his body to operate in bursts of explosive action rather than sustained physical endurance. It is a calculated trade-off. By reducing his overall sprint volume, he preserves the fast-twitch muscle fibers required for those brief, 5-second moments of pure, match-winning magic. It is the ultimate evolution of a genius, transitioning from a high-output winger to a lethal, stationary quarterback. However, just when the plan seems flawless, we must confront the massive, hidden vulnerability that threatens to destroy this entire campaign. This is the dark truth of Scaloni's system, and it is a tactical ticking time bomb that could detonate at the worst possible moment. When you build a system entirely dependent on a single player's spatial gravity, you create a single point of failure. If an opponent can successfully isolate Messi, the entire team's offensive output collapses. We saw a terrifying preview of this during Argentina's qualifying match against Uruguay at the La Bombonera. Marcelo Bielsa, a tactical mastermind who knows the Argentine psyche better than anyone, deployed a hyper-aggressive man-marking scheme. He did not try to block the passing lanes to Messi. Instead, he instructed his midfielders to physically assault Messi the moment the ball left his teammates' feet. Every time Messi turned, he was met by 2, sometimes 3 flying tackles. The referee allowed a highly physical game, and Messi was systematically neutralized. Argentina looked completely lost, devoid of ideas, unable to progress the ball through the lines. This is the blueprint that every major European powerhouse will study ahead of 2026. If France, Spain, or an ultra-disciplined German side executes this high-intensity physical containment strategy, does Argentina have a plan B? This is where the evolution of the supporting cast becomes crucial. The burden cannot rest solely on Messi's shoulders. In 2022, the emergence of Enzo Fernandez and Julian Alvarez saved Argentina's campaign after the shocking opening defeat to Saudi Arabia. For 2026, the next generation must step up to become the primary protagonists, allowing Messi to be the ultimate luxury weapon. Players like Alejandro Garnacho, Valentin Carboni, and the relentless Alexis Mac Allister must assume the responsibility of ball progression and shot creation. They must force opponents to respect their threat, which will, in turn, loosen the defensive straitjacket around Messi. Imagine a scenario where an opposing manager decides to double-team Messi, only to leave Garnacho in a one-on-one situation on the left wing with 50 yards of green grass ahead of him. That is the tactical checkmate Scaloni is working toward. But let us look deeper into the psychological dimension of this journey. The mental pressure on Messi in 2026 will be fundamentally different from anything he has faced before. In Qatar, he was carrying the heavy, suffocating weight of a nation's 36-year obsession. He was chasing the ghost of Diego Maradona. The tension was visible in his face, in his posture, in the raw, uncharacteristic aggression he showed against the Netherlands in that chaotic quarterfinal. When he finally lifted that gold trophy, a massive, invisible weight was lifted from his chest. He had achieved peace. But peace is a dangerous state of mind for a competitor. The hunger that drives a player to run through pain barriers can quickly evaporate when there is nothing left to prove. Can Messi find that same fire, that same desperate, animalistic edge when he is already the undisputed greatest of all time? The answer lies in his deep, almost spiritual connection to the blue and white shirt. For Messi, the national team is no longer a burden, it is a sanctuary. It is the one place where he is surrounded by a brotherhood of players who grew up with his posters on their bedroom walls. They do not just play with him, they play for him. Rodrigo de Paul famously said he would go to war for Messi. This psychological dynamic creates an incredibly powerful cult-like unity within the squad. It is a collective energy that can carry a team through the darkest, most difficult moments of a tournament. But history warns us of the dangers of holding on too long. We have seen this tragedy play out before on the grandest stage. Think of Diego Maradona in 1994. The desperate struggle to stay fit, the immense pressure, and the ultimate heartbreaking exit that left a nation in tears. Think of Zinedine Zidane in 2006, dragging a struggling French team to the final through sheer force of will, only for his emotions to betray him in the final, dramatic seconds of his career. The line between a glorious sunset and a painful public decline is razor thin. If Argentina struggles in the early group stages of the expanded 26 tournament, the media narrative will turn viciously. The very pundits who praise Messi's spatial intelligence today will accuse him of holding back a younger, more dynamic generation of Argentine talent. They will call him a monument to the past, a tactical anchor dragging down a team that needs to run, press, and evolve. This is the immense risk Messi is taking. He is putting his perfect storybook ending on the line. He is risking the immaculate legacy of Lusail for one more taste of the ultimate glory. Now close your eyes and paint the picture of the ultimate climax. The date is July 19, 2026. The venue is MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. The air is heavy, thick with the electric tension of 82,000 screaming souls. The clock shows 89:43. Argentina is locked in a scoreless, agonizing battle against a relentless European giant. The players are exhausted, their muscles screaming, their minds clouded by the sheer physical toll of 8 intense matches in 30 days. The opposition has built a low block, a dense forest of defenders protecting their penalty area. There is no space, no air, no way through. The ball is played into the midfield. Enzo Fernandez looks up. He sees a tiny, almost invisible pocket of space in the right half space, right on the edge of the 18-yard box. He passes. Time slows down. The crowd holds its collective breath. The defender, exhausted after 90 minutes of chasing ghosts, hesitates for just a fraction of a second. He thinks Messi is going to pass. He expects the safe option. But Messi does not pass. With a single delicate touch with the outside of his left boot, he shifts the ball onto his favorite angle. It is the exact same shot he has taken 10,000 times in his life. The same arc, the same trajectory, the same destiny. The ball leaves his foot, bending through the humid night air, completely out of reach of the diving goalkeeper, and nestles into the top corner of the net. The stadium erupts into an absolute, primeval roar. History is written. The impossible has become reality. This is the dream that keeps Lionel Messi awake at night. This is the vision that drives him to spend hours in recovery chambers, to endure the physical pain of training at 39, and to face the immense, terrifying pressure of the world stage once again. It is not about money. It is not about fame. It is about the pursuit of absolute perfection. But as football fans, we must ask ourselves the hard, polarizing question. Is this romantic pursuit of a second World Cup title truly what is best for Argentina? Or are we witnessing a beautiful, tragic delusion? By building the entire national team around a 39-year-old player, is Lionel Scaloni stunt double-tracking the development of a modern, high-intensity team that can compete with the athletic powerhouses of Europe? What happens if Messi's body finally breaks down in the middle of the tournament, leaving Argentina without a cohesive, non-Messi tactical identity? We have seen how dependent they are on his presence. The debate is fierce and the stakes could not be higher. Will Messi's potential run in 2026 be the ultimate, crowning achievement of the greatest career in sports history, or will it be the tragic mistake that costs Argentina their future?